Actually looking at Ted in his underwear, but playing Reach for the Pot. And one of the funnest years we had, we played down on the causeway, down in the Inner Harbor, and we had tourists from around the world stopping in to wonder what we were doing and is this for real? And we had
That's such like good rep for Victoria. Like, oh man.
We had a whole soccer team from Colombia, I think, stop in and have their pictures taken with us. And,
that's awesome.
The first 2 years we just played as a drop-in. Whoever came and first ones up would play pretty much, and then after that, the first 2 years we've been doing a tournament every year. And so that's about to start in April. When does it start? At the end of April?
I'm not sure if we'll start the tournament at the end of April, but we'll start playing the game on the 21st of April in Beacon Hill.
Okay, so the day after 420, we'll meet in Beacon Hill and have a drop-in game or two until we get all of our all of the teams set. Last summer was pretty hilarious. We had a couple from California drive all the way up to California for their holidays when they found there was a live game show going on somewhere, because I guess that's the hottest thing in California to do. So
live website game shows.
Yeah. So next year, we'll actually on this year on Sunday, we're finally there's Kristen. She won the Chronic of the Year award last year, right?
Oh,
No,
2
years ago. Now, yeah, and
That's an odd looking
that's
picture.
looking like a
I
pretty
think
good
the
circle.
yeah, you're the center of the circle.
Last year
Kristen,
we broke the 420 mark of the for a few
there's not a lot of color in it
years
too.
of members for the club, so we're the largest club on campus now, and through a lot of hard work, we're finally sort of starting to branch out a bit more. With a bit of help from our friend Andrew in Nanaimo. We're starting a club in Nanaimo. We held the first annual convention there on Sunday, and he's held a film festival there last year, and they're hoping to get it up and running as a proper, fully registered and operational club next September. We're also hoping to go to UBC by next September and start a club going there, and we'll have a convention there at the end of this month. Well, I guess that's more to do with the club. So we'll be having 3 conventions a year.
Oh, it's too dark. Sorry. It's a picture of her, but that's right. I think that's it. Oh wait, no. Oops. Oh, no, what
there
have
was
I
a
done?
Dr. Hornby, I think.
No.
Oh no, Bill.
First thing, start from the slide.
Hemp and Company, one of the guest speakers who've come up here. We've had Dr. Hornby for chemistry, all the old lectures, or if you missed any of them or want to go through, you can find them off of our websites on YouTube, and if they're on YouTube, or stick them.
We should have a couple there.
They're always on YouTube.
They're always, yeah, it's on YouTube. So, yeah, so what's one of the biggest things that I've learned about this plant is its sense of, the way it brings a sense of community to people, and through Hempology, that's really helped me to bring that home. And I forgot the club we're hoping to start, we have a friend who's going to start a club at the University in Toronto in September as well. So we're finally expanding across the country. It was really exciting for me and for Ted as well. It's been very busy, but is there any questions you like? Yeah.
And through the metaphysical layer, okay, would you say it would help somebody's mental state, or you would hurt it? One answer, yes or no.
There isn't a simple answer, yes and no, because it would
So
depend.
you'd say that it would be different from everyone else. Like it wouldn't, like what was good for the gander is good for the geese.
Yep, that's right. There's so
Kinda like
many,
that?
there's
Depends on the individual.
such a variety in the number of strains of plant available that there's like there's so many different kinds of headache. You couldn't say an aspirin is good for every kind of headache, right? Sort of thing.
Of course.
So there isn't one kind of cannabis that would be good for everything, and it would depend on the source of the mental instability. Right?
So you
Cannabis may
say,
be
you know, so you
aggravating,
don't,
it may not be
do you believe
helpful.
the claims that say that it causes psychosis or
No, I would-
schizophrenia or you know, bipolar or whatever, right? Do you believe those claims, or do you think that's just hogwash?
There's a definite possibility in that there is that possibility for any drug that somebody would ingest. There's always a possibility of a chemical incompatibility.
So abuse,
to
you're saying abuse.
So I have met a lot of people that I know who've tried cannabis, and I've seen the effects of them, and I would recommend them not using cannabis, and they've known they'll recognize that effects and have stopped using it because they've recognized that it's not beneficial for what
So
they
you
want to
think
use
that it may be a contributing factor?
Not always.
Not always.
No,
So marijuana
definitely
for
not. There are a lot of people
schizophrenic
would be
would
walking
be
around.
contributing or would not be?
Pardon?
Marijuana for a schizophrenic would be contributing, or would you say
depend
that
on the
a
strain.
non-schizophrenic would also, marijuana would cause them to be schizophrenic?
Would be-
Can I
No.
interject?
Yeah, sure.
What I think is
Yeah,
the
you're
strongest evidence, maybe to support, you know, like the question you're looking
Yeah, just
for,
looking
would be
for-
looking at the
okay.
rates of schizophrenia and the rates of marijuana use over the last 100 years in like a certain demographic.
No.
And
It would have
comparing
gone
those.
up dramatically.
And I
Not
think what-
percentiles, that doesn't work, not on
The
a
amount-
person-to-person basis. I want to know the person-to-person answer. Does marijuana cause, you know,
Yeah.
It would depend
bipolar,
on, you know,
schizophrenia?
it's
Yeah.
strictly personal, yeah. That would have to be answered on a very strictly personal one-on-one basis.
Well, you guys are kind of scientists.
And,
no?
yeah, but the amount of, okay, so you look at the raise is the incidence of schizophrenia, and it hasn't gone up. It's been consistent, but the use of cannabis has gone up dramatically, so that would tell me
Well,
that
what it
it's
means is it
not-
doesn't cause it, but
it
it
doesn't-
can trigger it in people that would be having schizophrenic
I've heard that
episodes
before,
anyway.
but you know, you
So
can't
it's
bring
not-
something out that wasn't there before, right? Like, you know, there had to be the seed to grow the plant.
Yeah,
Understand
but
that?
there
I
could-
know.
there could be
Okay.
other factors that would
Well,
trigger it as well, but this is
The triggering factor, so is marijuana and perhaps.
Well, I'll tell you what, there are teams of scientists in the top of the field arguing both sides of this issue. So there is no right or wrong answer. It's a debate that's ongoing at the top levels of this field. It's not something that
It's
we
a
can answer. But thank you so much for coming and finishing our lecture. It's time. 420's coming. We've got a game to
I
play.
was like, Marty,
You know, that's the biggest issue there is to discuss, and there's dozens and dozens of scientists working on that, arguing either way. So we're not going to come to a resolution if we spend the next 2
Well,
days
just think
talking
about,
about
you
it.
know, what we were talking about.
Well, I'm afraid we don't have the time to do that kind of discussion in a little lecture. Thanks everybody for coming. We'll try to get the certificates of completion of people that came all year, especially people online. Let us know. Well, you gotta bug us. Thanks everybody for coming out. We'll see you next September. Have a great summer.